Hello, my name is Peter, and today I'm going to be doing a video about two different mango varieties that I've recently got to try. I have a few of them. I've just got one of each variety here on the cutting board, but I do have I think 3 of these and 4 of these ones. So these are quite interesting varieties, as in theory they have the ability to have polyembryonic seeds inside. So that means that it's possible potentially to get a clone of the mother plant growing from one of the embryos inside the seed. Usually the polyembryonic seeds in mango they'll have at least one that might be due to cross-pollination, one embryo, and then the other embryos are usually, I believe, clones of the parent plant. So these are both varieties that have the potential to have polyembryonic seeds. Now, it is possible to also have a monoembryonic seed, and I've had that before with the variety here on the right. This one on the right is a Ataulfo mango. I think it's also known as honey mango. I've had this variety before a few times, and it's one of my favourites. So yeah, it's quite a nice tasting, sweet, very sweet mango. It's kind of a little bit like the Nam.mai, but I do prefer the Nam.mai actually over the Ataulfo. But it is considerably cheaper than the Nam.mai. Nam.mai is a very pricey fruit and hard to get hold of. The mango I have here on the left is another interesting variety. This is known as Rosigold. And Rosigold, I believe, is one of the more common varieties that is grown in Florida, as people that have who want to grow a mango tree in the garden. Often this is the variety that they'll choose, as it's a dwarf plant. It doesn't get too big and can theoretically be grown in containers quite well as well. And as I said, both of these have the potential to produce true to type trees from the embryos inside the polyembryonic seeds that are inside the fruits. But yeah, I would like to try this variety anyway. As I said, I have 4 of these. There's another 3 I've got in the side. This one seems to be the ripest fruit. It's a little bit soft to touch. Probably could do with another day or 2 perhaps. Whereas the Ataulfo is definitely completely ripe. It's very soft. You can see it's already been bumped a bit in shipping. But yeah, I'm going to try and give this a taste, just to see how it compares to the other mangoes I've had in the past. Also, this one had a little bit of a black spot on top, so I wanted to cut this one up before it caused any rot in the fruit. So yeah, as you can see, these Rosigold mangoes are very small. And I think that is a characteristic of this variety. Not only is the plant relatively dwarf in size, I think the fruits can also be relatively small compared to other varieties, although I'm sure it's possible to get larger fruit than this. I also like the different coloration. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but on some of these fruits you get quite a bit of red. There's also some green and orange colours on the same fruit as well. Whereas the Ataulfo mangoes are basically just completely yellow, or a goldeny kind of colour. Yeah, this one is definitely ready to eat. So as it's the first time trying the Rosigold, I'm going to have this one first. And I'm also going to save the seed out of all the mangoes I have. I'm going to try and grow them. Hopefully they turn out to be polyembryonic, so I can try and hopefully get a Rosigold mango tree that comes true to type. So I'm just going to cut this fruit up. Again, it's quite a small fruit, so it's not as easy to cut. I'll just cut that down. Just try and cut down the side to avoid the seed. So inside, on my screen on the phone or the I'm recording with, it doesn't show up quite the same, but in real life it does look very dark orange, almost red colour. Whereas on the camera it's looking more just orange, but yeah, it's definitely one of the most colourful, dark coloured mangoes I've had for a while. So I'm just going to cut it like this. I know the people are going to be telling me I'm cutting it wrong. I know you can cut it into squares and eat it like that, but I just eat it like a melon. Okay, I do think this mango did need an extra day or two, perhaps, but it is definitely ripe enough to eat. I just feel like it probably could have done a little bit longer. It does have a nice sweet taste, but it's not as sweet as the Ataulfo mangoes I've had before, but it's definitely got a different flavour to the Ataulfo mangoes and most of the varieties that we get here in the UK from the supermarket, like Keat or Kent. It's definitely a different flavour to those mangoes. Yeah, it's a very nice flavour. It's hard to describe, but it doesn't taste as mangoey as, like I was saying, a Keat might, a Keat or a Kent mango, one of the more common varieties that you get to the supermarket. It's definitely lower in sweetness, I'd say, than those varieties, and perhaps even definitely lower than the Ataulfo. But I want to say almost a melon flavour. I know I may have. I'm not sure if it is that I'm getting, but there's definitely some melony taste I'm getting definitely after first bite. So yeah, it's definitely a good flavoured mango though. Yeah, I think the other side was a little bit riper. Has almost a little sort of the orangey flavour, but it's not as tart as a orange. But yeah, there's definitely a subtle sort of melony flavour in there as well, I think. I'm definitely not very good at describing the taste of the fruit. I know there are people out there that are much better at this, at describing the flavours than I am. Yeah, definitely a very good flavoured mango, but it is quite mild, I would say. Yeah, mild in flavour and mild in sweetness, but it is a good tasting mango. Yeah, so overall I'd say this particular fruit definitely had a unique taste that I've not really had in other mangoes I've had before. Definitely not the sweetest mango I've ever had, but it wasn't unpleasant. I've had some mangoes which are definitely sweeter but had a more of an unpleasant aftertaste, whereas this one is definitely a very pleasant flavour, but yeah, a much I guess lower sugar in this particular fruit, I guess. And yeah, I'm going to save all the seeds from all the mangoes I have and try and grow them. I'll probably put the video with growing the mangoes from seed in a separate video, as I think this one's already getting quite a long video already. But yeah, definitely a worthwhile trying mango variety if you get the chance. They were very expensive compared to what you'd get from the supermarket. I probably could have bought about 3 or so standard large mangoes from the supermarket for the price of one of those very small fruits. And the same with the Ataulfo, they're also about the same price, much more than what you'd spend at the supermarket. I will actually cut this Ataulfo mango up just so I can have a comparison between the two, since I've just had that one. So this one is a larger fruit. In fact, it's probably one of the largest Ataulfos I've had for a while. In the past, most of them have been a lot smaller than this. Yeah. So it's a totally different flavour compared to the Rosigold. This is a very smooth mango. Now the Rosigold didn't have, it seemed to be pretty fibreless apart from near the seed, but the texture was a little different. It wasn't as smooth and as, it was soft, but it wasn't as smooth as the Ataulfo mango. And the Ataulfo is much sweeter, at least this particular fruit seems sweeter than that one. But there's no complexity to it, whereas the Rosigold has a lot more depth to the flavour, even though it's lower in sweetness. The Ataulfo is a lot sweeter, smoother, but it doesn't have as much complexity to the flavour. Basically just getting honey and then a little bit of a, I don't know how to explain it, but like what I'd class as like a mango flavour, whereas you don't seem to get that as much on the Rosigold, at least on this particular fruit that I had. So yeah, both really good fruits. Of course, the interest for me, apart from the fruit, obviously the seed is what I'm more interested in for these two varieties of mango, since they can grow true to type. So I'll do a separate video on how I'm going to try to grow these different mangoes from seed. And as I said, I've got 4 Rosigold mangoes and 3 Ataulfo mangoes. So I'll try, I'll probably do them all in a separate video, how I'm going to grow them. But I'm just going to finish off this mango, so I'll end the video here. So thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you can be notified when I release new videos, and I'll see you in the next video.